this is Susie. I am busy making face masks lately, as I'm sure a lot of you are, and I have been making bias tapes to make the ties out of an old sheet. I now am to the point where I have yards and yards of bias tape, and I need to cut it quickly into lengths to go on the face masks. And so I wanted to show you a quick way to cut the bias tape you might have, and or elastic, or really anything, ribbon, string, whatever you need to cut to a certain length. And so the trick that I like to use is to find an object that is the same length as whatever it is you need to cut. So with the elastics for these type of face masks to make the ear loops, you can use little hair ties for them, like I've done on this piece. So I just put 2 hair ties in. But if you're using just regular lengths of elastic, they need to be about 7 or 8 inches long. And so I went around and collected some objects. I took a measuring tape and just found some objects like this is a composition notebook that's 7.5 inches. My iPad is 7 inches across, or even this ruler is a 15-inch ruler. And so any of those objects will make it so that I can easily cut the elastic. If you don't have those kinds of things, or you can't find something just the right size, you can cut a piece of cardboard to the length you need. So whatever the object is that you're going to go around, you're going to start by holding it near the edge and then just wrap it over and over. Now with the elastic and the bias tape, you want to be careful not to stretch it as you go. You don't want to make it longer, you're just loosely wrapping it around the object. And so you wrap it as many times as you need, or as much material as you have, and then you can just slip your scissors in and cut it on one end, and then keep a hold of it and cut it on the other end, and you instantly have your pieces all cut to the right length. I wanted to show you with the bias tape, where most of the bias tape, they recommend making them 18 inches, or if you're making a continuous piece like this for a casing, it would be 36 inches. And both of those work perfectly on a yard or a meter stick. So you can do this a couple ways. You could take some tape and put tape where you need it as marks on your table. And then, so if I did that, if I want to make 18-inch pieces, I could make it the whole yardstick. So I have 2 sections here. And then I can just quickly fold it back and forth, laying it along that row, and then come through and cut it all. I can take the yardstick itself and start wrapping this bias tape around the yardstick, but you'll see, because the yardstick's so narrow, that can start to fall off. So just look around your house for something sturdy. I was actually looking and found that my chairs from my table work really well. I measured out how wide I want it to be, so they're spaced so the edges are a yard apart. And then I can just stand here and wrap the bias tape around the chairs as many times as I need, or again, however much material I have. And then with this, it has the added benefit of already having a space right here, because I need them to be 18 inches, where I can cut it in the center, and then I can cut on each end. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to cut it on the center, cut this end, and then I can come back and grab these ones that fell down, and I need to cut them in half, so I can quickly just fold them in half and cut like so. And so those are a couple of easy ways for you to quickly cut your ties or your elastic to length. I hope that helps, and good luck on your face masks.